From the biggest moments
Can you believe it?
to gold medal championships,
Sidney Crosby, the golden goal!
it's your update on Canada's game. You're listening to the True North Ice podcast with Jacob Ewing and Caleb Schneider.
Hello and welcome back to the True North Ice podcast, where we talk about everything Hockey Canada and everything Canadian hockey related. I'm your host, Jacob Ewing, joined alongside me my good buddy, Caleb Schneider, also the other host. Caleb, we're in the midst of a massive tournament.
Yes, we are the Women's World Championship hosted in Czechia this year. Actually, a pretty great crowd, but we have just watched the 4 preliminary games with Canada playing Finland, Switzerland, USA, and Czechia. But before we begin, we do have to, I don't know how do you want to say this? Like, what's it called?
It's a promise.
That's promise.
It's
That's
a
what
promise.
It is. Promise to our editor.
Editor has said that we say the word and too much,
Yeah.
and she has to cut that out every time we say it. So, Caleb, please promise. I'll let you start.
I promise to not say and anymore.
All right, my turn.
Thank you.
I, Jacob Ewing, promise not to say or anymore for the next hour and a half.
There you go.
Please give me a clap. Thank you.
And we might as well do it for the editor. So you go to.
What?
And
You have to promise.
What happens if we say it?
I don't have to promise.
What
'cause I don't
happens?
say
What happens if we say
it?
Pardon?
What happens if we say
Yeah,
What if we break
happens.
our promise?
I'm counting. So
You
I'll
just
call-
said I'm counting. So
Sorry.
how does that work?
Well,
Uh,
frick, man.
You just said
I'm counting, so
How's that fair?
I'll call you out.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
I'll embarrass you.
Wait, is there a reward for whoever says less? The least? Least?
What do you want?
Well, what's the reward? You're the editor.
Yeah,
You're the one who's putting out the bounty.
That's a great question.
I have to think about it.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. Think about it for the next
Bang.
whatever.
Alrighty, thank you.
Let's get into it, Kale. Why
Yes.
don't we? So you
Why don't
started a preliminary round. Wow.
Preliminary.
Yes. Like, excuse you, Kale. Jeez, man. And so,
You said already, man.
no, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Dog, I'm already winning.
When?
Okay, it doesn't count for me when I said that he said.
Yes, it
When
does.
I pointed it out, that doesn't count for me, right?
It should.
Okay, sweet. So it's 2-0.
I swear I did not say
Yes, you
that, man. That's ridiculous.
Alrighty, Jake. What are we gonna
Okay.
say without saying that?
I've lost my vibe now.
Here you go. Here, run it back, man. Let's go. Now, do you want me to start?
Yeah, you start.
Alrighty. Well, of course, we, as I mentioned before, we had Finland, Switzerland, USA, and Czechia. It's now 2-1. But we're going to just dive into it. We're going to go game by game. We've got Finland first. And actually, some news before the game. We found out that Anne-Renee Debien will not be ready for game 1. She was not dressed at all for this game. Kristen Campbell actually making her debut. Or she's made national teams, but she's never actually worn a jersey, never sat on the bench, never started. She starts this game. Eve Gascon is also same boat. She is on the bench. Kristen Campbell actually did pretty well, I'd say.
She did great. Kristen Campbell, I even think with Desbiens in the lineup, I think Kristen Campbell might even get the start for this game because Desbiens obviously will play the U.S. game. Probably. If she's back
Yeah.
in the lineup, Desbiens is
Yeah.
the goaltender who has experience for Team Canada, and she would probably, the goaltender with more experience gets the game against the big team, right?
Yes.
So there's 2 games before leading up to the U.S. game. There was a Switzerland game, and there was the Finland game. And so Kristen Campbell's going to have to get one of those, and it's not like she's a bad goaltender. She's literally one of the best goaltenders in the PWHL. So she gets this one, and she puts up a shutout.
Injury or not, she's probably getting 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, good decision, I guess. It really, these 2 games, it didn't matter who started which one.
Exactly. And, both goaltenders did get 2 games. So
Yeah.
they did split the 4, which
It's
I
just
think is
Debien never
good.
dressed for this game, which really wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
But
And I think we'll get to a topic at the end is which goaltender starts in the quarterfinals because
Yeah.
both of them start.
I
two
have an
games, so-
opinion.
Okay, we'll get to that at the end, but let's
Yeah.
get into the game. So we kind of just gave a little bit of a highlight into Finland.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the other two teams that does not count. That was an eye.
I mean, I think it was a good save. Huh?
All right, let's get into Finland, folks. Let's get into Finland. We go into Finland, and we put up a great first period. 3 goals in the first period.
And dominated the first period.
Absolutely. Jennifer Gardner, Ella Shelton, and, well, who else other than Marie-Philippe Alain
Yeah.
getting on the scoreboard in that first, and then after that, a quick one to start the second, and then one more in the third to, well, wrap things up. A 5-0 victory for
Pretty easy.
Canada. Yeah. And I think we expected Team Finland to be an easier team
Yeah.
than normal, probably a bottom 2 team in the group with Switzerland.
Yeah.
And, well, we kind of proved it there.
Yeah. I mean, they did end up with 24 shots. Campbell, with the shutout, had 24 saves,
Great
of course. But yeah, she did play really well. But I mean, when I was doing the notes, I didn't really think that they'd have that many shots. 24 shots is pretty good. But really, it felt like Canada dominated this game. And that's what we expected, really. The Finnish goalkeeper was very questionable in the third and fourth goal. Was interesting. And then
Stuff.
after that, she did get pulled. But, I mean, yeah, we kind of took this one handedly.
Yep.
Chloe Primorano played all right. She had 3 shots in 12 minutes, which is pretty good for a defenseman.
That's what she's going to do,
And
though.
she was
She's
in
an
the
offensive defenseman.
bottom 3. She was the bottom pairing of the D core as well. So good for her. I thought that was pretty good for her. As I don't know, she's younger than me, so fun fact.
That's what she does. She's an offensive defenseman. She can do
Yeah.
offensive things.
Yeah.
Obviously,
and yeah, that's
working.
we talked about that coming the last podcast. What is she gonna do? How is she gonna play? What role are they gonna put her in? And I mean, this was the most likely outcome is the bottom pairing and a little bit of offensive spark. I mean, we didn't really see that much offensive. Like this was probably your most offensive game. There's no really errors out there other than the USA game that we'll talk about later.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, great game for Canada, and really it was what was expected. So
Yeah, tough for the, as you mentioned, the Finland goalie.
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to butcher her name, but Emilia Kyrko, Kyrkko. She is in university, plays for St. Cloud State, started out their
Wow.
dance team.
yes,
But
love watching them in the World
very
Series.
very tough. 4 goals, 13 shots against, only 9 saves. Playing against this sort of competition is hard. And will we see her in the P-Dub one day? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
But
see.
this is a great step if she wants to make it pro.
Yeah,
And then the other goalie came in, Annie Casala.
I don't have the.
I'm
names
really
up.
trying to pronounce it. I know these foreign names are a little hard, but she only allowed 1 goal and 22 shots. So not as bad as their original goalie, but still a tough day to be a Finland netminder for sure, especially if Canada's going to fill
That's
the
what
net
they're
like they do.
expecting to, though. Eh?
Yeah.
Well, Jake, do you have any final thoughts on Team Finland or the Finland game?
Not really. Yes, the first line was just ecstatic in that first game, just like we expected them to. Really doing big things. Poulin, 2 points. Gardner, 3 points in her first World Championship, too. So her first World Championship game, she puts
Yeah.
up 3 points, 2
Yep, on
goals,
that
and
top
1
line.
assist. And Laura Stacey adds an assist to the line as well.
Yes. There you go.
That top line, they are all teammates and line mates, I believe, with the Victoire in the PWHL, just doing magical things. And that will be a trend we see throughout the whole entire tournament is the way they connect.
Yeah, no, that top line's gonna be very important in these playoff games. And
Absolutely.
wow, do you want to talk about their stats throughout the prelim round now? Or do you want to wait till the end?
We could do it right now.
Alrighty.
I would love to.
Well-
So, 18 total goals for Team Canada, and 9 of them have been when this line has been on the ice. That is 50%
Yeah.
of Canada's goals when this line is on. Poulin, 8 points with 3 goals, 5 assists. Gardner, 5 points with 3 goals and 2 assists. And Laura Stacey with 2 goals and 3 assists, making it 5 points. They are actually all leading the tournament in points, 1, 2, and 3.
Hold
And
on,
also
hold on.
in plus minus.
How many goals does Poulin have?
I could be wrong. I have her at 3.
Gardner?
I have Gardner at This might be wrong. I have her at 3 as well.
And then Stacy, did you have
I have
it?
2.
So that's 8. Do you say 9?
18
go
out of
back.
8 out of 18. Still very good. Just under.
Crazy good plus minuses.
Yes. What you expect?
Yeah, Gardner and Poulet are leading the championships or whatever in goals, and they're also shooting a 30%, both of them, which is pretty unheard of.
That's just what they do.
Yeah, Laura Stacy, you know, she's been a good third piece on that line as well. So she's had some good looks. She had a pretty sweet breakaway in the USA game that she did not convert, and then she actually scored later on. I thought that was pretty cool. We'll talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I really don't have any other thoughts on the Finland game. Do you want to move to Switzerland?
Sure. Nice dominant effort to start the tournament.
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
Debien. Back
in it.
in between the pipes.
Yeah.
Canada's number 1 netminder.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Heading into this game, Canada has won 20 wins in a row. Has 20 wins in a row. Heading into this game against Switzerland.
So that's that makes you confident
Yeah.
going into it.
I just said it again. But basically, from what I take away from the start of this game compared to the Finland game, is that Canada wasn't on the gun, wasn't on their horse right away. I think it took them a little bit of time to get their feet back going as a second game of a back-to-back, which is understandable. Switzerland had some good looks. Canada was probably slow on their feet given it's the second game, of course, and also they played at 1 p.m. the day before, and then this is a 9 a.m. game, so kind of a quick turnaround.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And well, we learned that this team scores in bunches.
Yeah.
In the Czechia game and in the Switzerland game.
Yes.
In the Switzerland game, Canada had 3 goals in around 2 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
One from Watts, one from Laura, and one from Natalie Spooner. Pardon me, that's Laura Stacy and Natalie
Yeah.
Spooner. But just, I don't even know what happened. It was halfway through the game. Canada was up by 1, not much really going on. And then just like that, something turned on, 3
Hey.
goals in a row. How are you? It's a 4-0 game.
Yeah, no, that second period, those 3 goals right there, easily won them the game. Not much else to think about. They just easily ran through them right there. Good for Natalie Spooner. She's getting up there in age, and I mean, we saw that she was scratched in that final game, but
Yeah.
gets a
and
goal there. And
do you think that's because of just not producing?
I would
Or
think so.
You think
It's
so?
she's getting there in the age. I saw somebody put it in good words that wondering how on Twitter they said Natalie Spooner's healthy scratched. I wonder how old I'm getting or whatever, and I thought that was really funny. But yeah, I think it's just the age and
Tough.
not producing. Also, they want to give other players looks.
True.
She easily probably could be on this playoff lineup, but
I think absolutely she could be
Yeah.
in the playoff lineup. 3 games, 1 goal, 1 point, +1. Her goal was on the power play as well.
yeah.
Her total minutes throughout. She is definitely one of the only forwards. She might even have the lowest amount played for a forward. Actually, it looks like there is 2 players who are lower than her in minutes played throughout the whole entire tournament, and that would be the 2 people that have been going in and out of the lineup. Danielle Sardachny has played all 4 games.
It's 2.
Has accounted 31 minutes, only 31 minutes, and
Yeah,
Julia,
she's been like that 13th forward for quite a bit. I think 3 of the
Absolutely.
4 games she was.
and then Julia Gosling, who actually got in today
Yeah.
in the Czechia game, and she's a +3 after that game. Phenomenal from Gosling, just on the ice, especially at the boom
Yeah.
of goals during the end of the game.
Yep.
But she's only played 6 minutes and 19 seconds, so a +3 in 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But back to my initial point, Natalie Spooner's only played 35 minutes. That is the
Yeah.
3rd least of any forward on the
Yeah.
team.
well, yeah,
throughout the whole entire tournament.
the bottom line and that 13th forward, those 4 players, they're not going to see that much time given how much star talent is up in that top 6 and top 9, right? That's kind of what you would expect as one of those players playing deeper in the lineup. And I mean, there's not really much you can do there, right?
No. The real is, do you have a prediction of who played the most minutes?
He's like, let's go with Aaron Ambrose.
Aaron Ambrose. Where is Aaron
Nope,
on my
she's
list?
not.
It's not
Is it a
her.
forward or a
It's a
defenseman?
defenseman. Defensemen just get more minutes.
Renata Fast.
It is Renata Fast, who I think is
Her
their
deep
premier
armor, yeah.
defenseman. on this team. Just the
Yeah,
way
yeah.
she plays is incredible.
Yeah.
She's like her last name
2022
represents
Olympics.
her perfectly.
Yeah.
She is so fast, and something I realize every time she's on the ice is she'll get the puck and she'll jump up in the play, or even if
Yeah.
a winger has the puck, it doesn't matter. She'll jump up in the play, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's a 4-on-2 or a 4-on-3.
Yeah.
She's just not afraid to jump up, and she also trusts her teammates that when she goes deep in the offensive zone, somebody like the winger or the centerman is going to go back and cover her place.
Yeah.
And she's that offensively gifted that she can go down deep and do the dirty work
and win those puck
still
battles.
win the puck battles and
Yeah.
then still get back and cover her position
Yeah, yeah.
in time. I think that's huge. There's a bunch of defensemen on this team who can do that. But I
Aaron
think we're gonna-
Ambrose, her D partner, does that really well too on the
Yeah.
left side.
and well, I'm sure we'll see Chloe Primerano do that
One day. Yeah.
one day. But right now, we're not a fast world, and we're
Yeah.
just living in it.
Yeah. No, the defense. There's really no issues for me with the D core at all. They've played outstandingly.
Yeah, I mean, we only let in 3 goals.
Yes.
Like, there's not too many concerns.
Yeah, no, not at all. And yeah, like on final thoughts on the Switzerland game, I will say, Switzerland, the PK was interesting. Switzerland had some pretty good looks on the couple of power plays. Hit the
Yeah.
post a couple times. Like I said before, second game of a back to back, you can kind of expect that. But I mean, the PK, they could be trying things out,
They
but
probably
not
are.
exactly what you want to look. Not exactly what you want to see in Switzerland, but
Especially in a game that is leading up to the biggest game of the tournament against the USA.
yeah,
You're probably not trying too much out in the PK
no,
in such a short tournament like the World Championship.
yeah.
You need to kind of get things settled quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, bit rough, and I'm not sure if the U.S. capitalized on a power play in the game. But let's get to the
They
USA game. Let's transition over. Canada, biggest game of the tournament. Probably knowing they're going to beat Switzerland and Finland, which they did convincingly. Find themselves against their arch rivals, the United States, to probably, and it did end up topping the group.
Yeah. This game whoever won this game was winning the group.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, well, we all know the result. It was a 2-1 win for the United States of America. And Caleb, maybe not the game Canada would have wanted. It seemed a bit slow.
No, in my opinion, it was a really, 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 really bad start for Canada. Quite a few turnovers. That first goal was a bad turnover in the first period in their own zone. And then, just a really, really bad start. Credit to Anne Renee Desbiens as she really kept them in the game in that first period. Well, Jake, do you have any thoughts on the first goal other than bad turnover in our own zone, or do you want to get to the second?
It was
second
a
period
very
goal?
bad turnover, and it was, I believe, by a young Sophie Jakes in her
Yeah.
own end. Gives it away. Like, I get you're trying to make not even a stretch pass, but just an outlet pass to kind of exit the zone. But it's just right to an attacker, and then I believe, was she in all alone after that? Kind of getting. It was a bad turnover,
rewatch it.
and the slot was wide open, and she
Yeah.
just walked right in. And it's unfortunate for Desbiens.
Yeah,
Just
Not
not
much
what
to
you
do.
want to see.
yeah.
I get it. It's a young Jakes. Is this her first World Championship? It's definitely one of her first few, if not her first.
She's pretty young. Yeah.
She's a very young defenseman, doing
Yeah.
very well in the PWHL, but just a bad turnover in her own end.
And it's kind of similar to when we get to it, the goal that Czechia scored in that first period. It was really similar to where we gave it up in their own end, and then the Czech player pretty much walks in by herself. But I mean, not great for Canada. The second period goal, I think I have more of an issue of though.
Absolutely. Let's get into the second
Yes.
period goal. So the game is 1-0. Canada battling to, well, probably get one back and tie up the game. You do not want to go down 2-0 to United States because they'll walk all over you if you do. And so what happens? It's a 1-on-4.
1-on-5.
1-on-5
I say
even.
1-on-5. It looks like a 1-on-5.
Doesn't even look that dangerous. And then all of a sudden, nobody picks up this skater. Nobody does. She walks right in, walks over everybody, and just has an open look at Desbiens. Everybody is just watching the puck, not doing anything.
Yeah, nobody got in front.
Open shot. She won't miss many of those. I believe that was Keller who ended up scoring it, but
I would be to be honest, I think it was more of a throwaway shot. She kind of just threw it on net. It wasn't like she was
No, she
Like,
wasn't
she was like,
dangerously
she wasn't
tight.
determined to score.
Yeah.
But she was aiming to get the puck on net, and of course, it was a good shot somehow. But
Absolutely.
there was 2 defenders right in front of her, and she just let it go, and nobody was there to stop it. And then there's
It was
three
just
forwards
sloppy.
right there as well.
It was really sloppy.
Just need one player to step in front, get a leg, get a skate
Right,
in front,
just
and
something.
didn't happen.
Just something. I don't know if it was a lack of communication throughout the team.
But still, players should just have the instinct to jump in front of
Someone's
that
got to
puck.
step up. None of the defenders stepped up. I don't know who they're
Yeah.
trying to defend other than the person with the damn puck coming right into the slot. But, like, I don't get it. Anyways,
It's a bad look for Team Canada.
I just don't like when, the USA win. But really tough. The USA team, they were faster. Several foot races won by the US. The USA gave such little time for Canada to do anything.
That first
which
period was really, really good for
Right?
USA.
Yeah, it really was. And Canada just couldn't get any offense going. Canada really likes to score all their goals
Yeah.
really in close range, in proximity of the net. USA just kept them to the outside. Nothing really in close.
Yeah.
Couldn't establish any net presence. Little sloppy. They always take an extra fraction of time, which is fine when you play a Switzerland or you play a Finland. But when you play a USA, you don't
need to be
have
on
that
your A
extra
game.
fraction of time.
Yeah.
You need to play the plays.
be right there.
You need to be able to read the play 3 steps ahead. And it wasn't Canada's game. And it was tough to see, especially after winning the rivalry series just months before. Just tough. But
Yeah.
you have a feeling these teams will meet in the future.
Yes, that definitely most likely will be the case given how this prelim round ended up. I do want to mention they did kind of bounce back the third period. They really pressured near the end. Laura Stacey had a breakaway near the end of the second period, did not score, and then in the third period she had another breakaway and then did capitalize, assisted by Poulin and Gardner, of course, to get that one. But they just couldn't find anything. USA really shut them down after that. When they had the empty net, 6-on-5, really couldn't get any looks.
Tough.
Yeah.
And the only goal coming from that top line, obviously, you just need a little bit more offense.
Yeah, you need more offense. You need a better
they
start.
outshot us
Yeah.
tremendously. I forget the
20
final score. The final shot
We had
count.
we had 19 shots. I think they had 29 or was it 31 or something
Maybe
like
a bit
that.
more even.
Yeah,
Just not very pretty, especially from a
No.
Team Canada lineup that is stacked with offense.
but really,
Tough.
we're just gonna move. Like all they can do is move on from that point, right?
Yeah, and I know we're mourning about this a lot, but it was
Yeah.
a close game. It was a really close game. A
yeah,
2-1 game is as close as you can get, right?
Yeah,
Especially against Team USA. You just take it on the chin and you move on.
move on. Yeah, and my boy, they sure did move on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would not want to be Czechia
yeah,
going
no,
into that Canada game. Even though they have home ice, I was expecting, I didn't know what to expect going into this Czechia game. On the men's side especially, we know Czechia just seems to have Canada's number just like that for some reason. I don't even know. It could be,
Yeah.
doesn't even matter if it's the World Juniors or if it's the World Championship. It just, they just seem to beat us at every single level. But did not transfer to the women's side.
No. Yeah, Canada, we had Kristen Campbell come back in net to start. Prima Morano and Natalie Spooner were both scratched for this game, which is very interesting. Healthy scratches. We did not have we scored early, but in my opinion, it didn't feel like the greatest start after
No.
when we scored that first goal. Not great. And then Czechia kind of rebounded. Bad giveaway, like I said, bad turnover. I'm not going to try and pronounce her name, but the player that scored for Czechia
young
is
guy.
she's actually committed to Wisconsin next year. Fun fact.
She should probably go anywhere she wants. She's really good.
Yeah, she is really good. I saw an article on her. She's going to go places, it looks like. After a bad turnover, are they going to come back, fight, or is it going to be another tight 2-1 USA game? And for a while, it looked like Czechia could keep it tight. Second period they're doing all right. They gave up the goal to Poulin, assisted by Stacey and Larocque. But after that, the third period really fell apart. Yeah.
And it was Sophie Jakes who made the mistake in Czechia. I think I might have mistaken
Yeah.
the turnover from Sophie Jakes
In the
in
USA.
the U.S. game for the
Yeah, no,
turnover that
Jakes
happened
was
in
a
the Czechia game.
Jakes was about because it was unassisted. I don't know.
Anyways,
whatever. We
yes,
can
Sophie
figure it out
Jakes
later.
turned over the puck is exactly what I was actually describing
Yeah.
in the USA game. So that's fun.
Yeah.
But yes, she goes around her net, turns it over, wide open in the slot, all the room to work with, buries it.
Yeah.
Just tough. And yes, Canada's goal was their first goal was very nice. I like the forecheck they had. They got it deep, put it back, kind of regrouped at the blue line, and then just exactly what they couldn't do against the U.S. Got pucks to the net, caused some havoc, and were able to score on the rebound. So it's a 1-1 game going into the third period, which I don't think many...
2-1.
Oh, pardon me, 2-1 game, yes. I missed the goal. A goal, of course, from Marie-Philippe Pellet. Just a good
Yeah,
goal.
and third period, they just bang, 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 and then bang, bang, bang again.
Yeah.
Watts, O'Neill, Gardner, O'Neill, and Jakes all scored in that third period. Five goals right there. 6 goals unanswered. Yes,
I believe, was it 3 goals in under a minute?
I believe so. Yeah,
That's
it was quick.
insane.
Yeah, I wasn't after the second goal or the first goal of the third period. I kind of zoned out a little bit. Was doing other things.
You're
But
lost, man.
I just kept hearing goal,
You're
and I kept
lost.
looking over, and it just kept surprising me.
And this
I
was
was
the
like
game.
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That's how we do it against these countries that not as well developed in hockey. But you know what? It's pretty in my opinion, it's pretty amazing how it's now only 4-0, 5-0. I mean, the 7-1 game kind of fell out of hand after the third period, but it was pretty tight for the first 2 periods. I
Yeah.
think women's hockey, it's getting tougher. It's getting more competitive.
Just like every sport does as it develops.
Yeah,
It's good for the
but
game.
it's really it's now really getting close.
Yeah, which I like. I like a lot. I didn't like
yeah.
back in the day when you just used to wipe
Yes.
some of these teams.
Like Czechia, Finland, Switzerland, these teams are going to start popping up and scoring a couple goals against Canada or USA, right?
I hope so. I really hope so. It's going to be good for the game. And in this game specifically, Julia Gosling is her only game she played in the lineup. +3. Not bad.
Wow.
Way to prove you're maybe good enough to play in the quarterfinals or even in the playoffs. Great performance from Gosling. Only 6 minutes and had an assist and was a +3.
There you go.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I will say, while we're on the Czechia, game, Czechia crowd and when Czechia was playing was pretty phenomenal. It was pretty good.
Insane.
The outcome. Was it 3,000 people they could fit in that
They
arena?
filled it. I don't
They
know what
filled
the
it every
capacity
time. It
was,
looked
but
like.
they filled it.
I think the capacity was around 3,000, maybe 4,000.
And my
But it was
favorite
full.
moment, my favorite moment was when it was 7-1 Canada, and they're still jumping
Yeah,
up
they were-
and down, literally
Yeah.
chanting Czechia.
Yeah,
It's 7-1, folks.
yeah,
Good for you. I love that. I love that.
yeah. No, it was pretty amazing.
So, anything else to say about the Czechia game, Kel?
No, not really. I think I wouldn't say dominant. The third period was very dominant, but first period, second period was
Scary.
tight,
Scary.
but we did what we had to.
Yeah.
And it was on the second end of a back-to-back as well. But
but every team plays so many games that in tight that it really, you can't really make an excuse for that, I think, at least.
well, I mean, were we the only team that had 2 back-to-backs? Because we had the first day off and the last day off. I don't know if
We're-
other teams had
We're
that or not.
Canada.
Yeah, it doesn't
We're
matter.
Canada. We
but-
don't need a day off. We can play every single day.
Yeah, there you
Every
go.
single day.
Uh,
We'll still win.
yeah.
Hopefully.
I don't really have any other thoughts. Do you have any thoughts on the prelim round before we talk a little bit about the playoffs?
The preliminaries? Not really.
No.
Canada,
Yeah.
3-1. Plays second in the group behind the U.S. U.S., Canada, Finland.
No, I think it's Czechia third.
Even though Finland beat Czech,
Maybe it's Finland, Czechia, and then Switzerland.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I think
I'm not sure.
that sounds
Maybe
right.
that's probably what it is. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Uh,
So
basically,
we would play,
for in the playoffs, we will be playing. So for the listeners, we are actually recording this Monday, April 14th. So the 15th, there's still a couple games left, and this is now coming out on the 16th. So we do not know what happens on the 15th. But basically, Canada is playing the winner of Germany or Japan tomorrow. They play tomorrow, and whoever wins that game is who we play. And then assuming we win that quarterfinal game, we'll be playing the winner of Finland, Czechia, which they'll be playing in the quarterfinals.
yeah,
So,
should be a game that we just win.
yeah.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
Good test for these young countries, though, that are looking to make a difference.
Yeah,
in
it'll be
hockey
fun.
land.
It'll be fun for them. All those players, they're going to love, I heard there's a couple news stories that I saw from the World Juniors. Some of the, in the World Juniors, some of those weaker countries that don't have the greatest teams, that's some of their players, that's the greatest thing to ever happen is be on TSN and play Team Canada and play all these NHLers.
Right?
That's something that a lot of these players, even though they're not going to really have a career in hockey.
This
This
their
is what they
career.
live
This
on.
is what
Like,
they
this,
live.
This is what they brag
This is
about.
their Stanley Cup
Like, that's
right
what
here.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure some of these players are definitely gonna have their hat to
Absolutely.
hang on, right?
Absolutely.
Mm.
So the winner will always be decided while we're recording, but it's either Germany or Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say it
think-
could go either way, actually.
Yeah, from just looking, I haven't watched either team play.
Neither have I, but their scores against
Japan
other teams.
Japan is more defensively tight. I think they've only given up 4 goals in 3 games. I believe Germany's given up 8, but Germany's also scored 11 goals. So
Okay. Offense versus defense. I
yeah,
like it. Let's do it.
I mean,
Anyways,
here, let's do a prediction. I'm going
Sure.
Japan 3-1.
Okay, I'll go Germany 5-2.
Alrighty.
Anyways, let's move on.
Okay, fine.
We don't need to do this.
Okay.
Canada, USA. Screw it. We're skipping. We're at Canada, USA.
Yeah.
Do you think Canada rebounds? Historically, I think we have the advantage over the
Okay,
USA.
I think
in
the
big
first
games.
question we have to do though, overtime.
Yes,
Okay.
always.
Now,
Overtime
do
in
I
the
think
championship
Canada's
game.
going to rebound? Of course I do.
Yes.
I see Canada rebounding.
So
easily.
do I. Okay, you'll go overtime. I'm not going to go overtime.
okay.
But I think there could be overtime. I think it's going to be a close game. 4-2 empty netter. So
Okay.
close game. Canada wins it. How are you?
When was the last time we've seen a 1-0 classic?
I don't even know, man.
That's what I'm
Who
guessing.
knows? All I know is the U.S. will have our flag on the ground of their dressing room, and now I want to know if they want me to sign it. That's all I know. Okay?
There you go. Who's
Let's
scoring
go.
the game winner for you?
It's not even a question. Danielle Sardachny.
Bang.
Just like last year.
There you go.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Give me Jennifer Gardner.
I'm going to go with, for my golden goal, Renata Fast.
The defenseman.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
She's going to walk into the hash mark, far
Yeah.
away, top corner. Top
Okay.
left corner.
Hey,
You heard it here
you know
first.
what? Screw it. Screw it. I like it. Renata Fast. 0 goals in 4 games. Compared
Most
to
time on
mine,
ice.
Compared to mine, Jennifer Gardner, 3 goals in 5 games. So +7
There
too.
you go.
How are you?
Well, Jake, do you have any other final thoughts on the playoffs before we go into our new segment?
No, I don't. Let's do one more recap about the preliminaries because that's what we've been through. Good. Obviously not a perfect start for Canada, but it's what they're okay with it. Of course.
Yeah. Not what we expected given the one game.
You could
Given
say
one game.
that could go
sorry.
either way.
We wanted 4 wins. We ended up with 3. Not the end of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
Right.
I really agree. It's not the end of the world. No.
Second place in the prelims is not the end of the world.
No.
Not what we wanted, though.
Absolutely not. Mind you, I don't know if it really changes. I still feel like it'll be Canada, USA in the end, as
Oh,
it
yeah.
always is. But let's get into some stats. Statistically, who was the best players for Team Canada during the preliminary games of the World Championship? Let's talk goals. We already know we already started this at the top of the broadcast. That top line is the best line in the tournament. And, well, we obviously know that's Mary-Philippe Poulin, that's Jennifer Gardner, and that's Laura Stacey. Top line clicking, 8 goals out of the 18 total goals that Team Canada has. All from them. Mary-Philippe Poulin leading the team with 8 points. Also leading the team in plus-minus a +8. Second is Jennifer Gardner, a +7. And then a tie, a two-way tie between, a three-way
Three-way
tie.
tie, yeah.
Laura Stacey, obviously on that top line,
Yep.
but also give a big shout out to the top D pairing, which probably was on the ice for a lot of these goals from the first line of Renata Fast and Ella Shelton. But it's also because they can just do it themselves. They're both almost, I don't want to say it, not identical players, but still have the offensive gift to do what they want. And so the top 5 players for Team Canada probably right there.
Yeah, that deep
Just probably
pairing,
right there.
That deep pairing, really, really good. The defense, like I said earlier, really, really good. Ella Shelton, Erin Ambrose, Claire Thompson.
Renata Fast.
Renata Fast, sorry.
Don't forget Renata Fast.
Renata Fast.
She's my goat.
Yes.
And
They-
something I just want to point out, Sarah Fillier, obviously probably one of the most skilled players on this team. 12 shots on goal, leads Team Canada in shots, 0 goals from Fillier.
she's looked pretty well. She's on the right wing with Nurse centering her.
Yep.
That line's looked pretty decent. Nothing like the first line, but
It is. I mean, Fillier's got 0 goals, Nurse has got 0 goals, and I forget who's also on that line.
last game, Daryl
Daryl
Watts.
Watts,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes, Daryl Watts does have two goals, so
Yeah.
that's a positive. Someone's got to put in the goals, and I guess it is Watts. Watts is.
Yeah.
I remember she's a sniper, man. Holy smokes, Watts is a sniper.
And she's young too, eh? Is this her
Yeah.
first?
This is her first
I
world
think
championship.
this is
And then time on ice leaders is Renata Fast, followed by Ella Shelton. Fast actually owning the time on ice by almost 10 whole minutes. She definitely plays, obviously lots during 5-on-5. Obviously during the power play, probably that main kind of quarterback
think
type
she does,
player.
yeah.
And then I assume probably even the penalty kill. Maybe, like I know someone who probably gets a lot of penalty kill minutes. I know this for sure. Well, I think has had a really good group stage. And I know we talked about her in our episode leading up to the World Championship was Jocelyn Larocque. Jocelyn Larocque is a damn rock.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Obviously,
she's not been in the lineup every game though.
She's played all 4.
She has?
Yep, all
Okay.
4. She's a +4, 2 points, and has played 73 total minutes.
There you
That
go.
is,
That's
I
pretty
bel-
good. She's on the
that's
bottom
second.
pairing then, yeah.
That is, pardon me, that is third. That is third in total minutes played by all defensemen. Jocelyn Larocque.
Any more thoughts on any other stats you want to run by?
I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
Who gets the nod to start in
All
goal? Desbiens or Campbell? Both have played 2
Okay.
games.
This is what I've got to pull up I'm just going to pull up the schedule real quick. I believe we play, yes, it's the 19th and then 20th.
1-1?
I say, no, we play the 17th, 19th, and then 20th. My guess, I say Kristen Campbell gets the quarterfinal and Desbiens gets semifinal and final back-to-back days.
Okay, I like
she
it.
gets
I like it.
she gets a big break in between. She just played yesterday. She played the 13th. She played the 13th of April. If she doesn't play till the 19th, that's a good solid break. That's 6 days. I'm sure she can do back-to-back, right?
She could.
I think that's what
agree.
I would do. What would you do?
I think I'd agree with you. Like,
Or, I
I'd
mean,
even
if you
give Desbiens
want-
all 3. She
Oh,
could.
I was
think
gonna go the
Desbiens
other
would-
way. Maybe I was saying maybe you just go Campbell
Campbell.
for Campbell Desbiens.
No,
I wouldn't want to do that
You
though.
can't do that. No, you can't do that.
Or
What do you think about Desbiens,
Desbiens, Campbell,
Desbiens?
I don't mind that.
All right. Well, I think that's it. I think that's really. I think you play Desbiens in the finals, only letting 2 goals against a USA team that was all over Canada. No disrespect to Campbell, but it's Desbiens' net until she proves us wrong.
Yeah.
So that's my take.
Okay, here we go. Let's do. Okay, if you have your scenario, Desbiens, if she does all 3, which you threw out there, how many goals does she have to give up against Germany and Japan so she doesn't get the semifinal game? If Canada hold on. If Canada wins 7-6 over Germany and Japan, and Desbiens is in net for all 6 of those
Yes,
goals, is she
yes.
playing the Finland-Czechia game in the
I mean,
semifinals?
I guess realistically, it depends if there's 100 shotouts on net, then maybe not. Well, if there's yes, okay. If she lets in 6 goals against Germany or Japan, yes, you start Campbell in
Okay.
the
In the
semifinals.
Semifinals. Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Just a theoretical.
I mean, that's
Germany
like,
or Japan can
that's
easily score
standard
6,
in
right?
any sort of sport.
Yeah, I know. I was
So-
just seeing. I was seeing if you'd stick with that kind of mindset or not.
No, we're good. We're
There we
good.
go.
Feeling good about the preliminary round. Would have been nice to be sweep the team, sweep the group. Couldn't get it done.
No.
Lost the U.S. Second in the group. We roll.
Well, folks. We've been trying to structure our podcast more. We kind of decided we want to add more structure. We want to add more to the podcast, which means we'd introduce more segments. And the first segment that we're kind of introducing to the podcast will be at the end of every podcast. It is called Producer's Picks, where our producer basically kind of has free reign and just gives us like a list, a ranking, and just feeds it to us. And we kind of judge if we need to and make fun if we need to. And I think it's a lot of fun.
It's great.
And you know what? The thing is, we don't know her topic. So it's
no,
going to
it's
be fun.
completely blind, which I
Yes.
love.
It's going to
So
be great.
welcome.
Welcome back, producer. Back
Come
on the
back,
mic.
producer. Let's hear your picks for today.
So, today we're ranking 7 to 1 Canadian NHL teams ranked by logo, worst to best.
Logo.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got them pulled up.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
My number 7 in last place, I'm gonna get so killed. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's
I
okay.
have one
Is-
in mind.
The Edmonton Oilers.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
That's a great
That's
pick.
that's
Um,
correct.
Ugly.
It's
It
it's
is ugly.
ugly and really kind of boring.
It is.
And
They need a new logo.
Well, it is an oiler.
I don't know.
They don't know.
Someone who works at the oil field.
Well, it's an oil drop.
I think it could be more interesting though than what it is now.
It's
Yeah.
historic though. They've had it for so long. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
to change.
Nah.
No, I get that, but it is like just
It's
kind of.
that's what we're not ranking on how old and vintage
Yeah,
it is.
that's
We're
just
ranking on how
boring. I
bad
don't
it
care
is.
Care if Gretzky wore this.
Yeah.
And broke records in this. You're boring.
Yeah.
Oilers, you're
Doesn't
boring.
doesn't have the goal record anymore.
Nope.
Loser.
Okay.
Okay, that's a
Wow, we're a
bold
Canada
statement.
podcast, Caleb.
That's insane.
We're a Canada podcast. You're hitting
That's
on our goat,
crazy.
our greatest player of all time.
Yeah. You can suck it.
All right. So Edmonton's 7th. I agree.
Yeah. Okay, now number 6, I'm kind of regretting a little bit, but I also feel like if I don't say this as number 6, then I might get made fun of. And I don't want to say this, but I also think that maybe I'm a little bit biased, so that's why I don't think it deserves to be here. But number 6, Ottawa Senators, I don't really like it there. I kind of honestly do really like the logo, but I feel like someone will make fun of me if I don't put it low. So, yeah.
Jake.
You want me to go
I wanna hear
first?
you. Yeah.
All right.
I'm torn on this one.
Sens logo went back to the 2D logo about a couple years ago, and I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot better than the old logo. Kind of brings back
See,
the
this is
kinda
where we
little bit of
disagree.
retro vibe. I
'Cause I
like
like
it,
the
man.
old
I
one.
really like it. The 2D is so nice. I love the gold. A lot of teams don't have the gold, and it just pops so well. The combination of the red and the black, I think they just like all the little fine details you see, like the little arrows around on the circle on the inside of the gold. It's just so nice. It's a very, very detailed logo. I think it deserves to be higher. No bias. I'm also a Sens fan, but I like it. I like it a lot. It looks really nice on a jersey too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to disagree, but I think it could be higher. I think it could be 5th. There's one that I think could be 6.
Okay.
Under the Sens one. I've made it known I don't like the Sens logo at all and their jerseys. I'm
Do
sorry.
you like the old one or the new one better?
Oh, the old logos.
No, I
They're
don't
so
agree
good.
with that at all.
This one's weak.
It's good. I like
needs
the
some
old
work.
logo, but like I think I like the 2D one better. What do you mean? This is iconic, bro.
This one, no, I don't like it at all.
Okay.
But I think there should be one that's 6 and this one should be 7, or it should be 5th. But
Okay.
let's hear your next
I
I
one.
might
yeah.
get flamed for this one, but number 6 is the
Number
What?
5.
Oh, number 5, the Calgary Flames. It's just compared to the other ones, it's very, very simple, which works.
Well, hold on.
It
There's
works.
one that's on here that's way, way simpler than. There might be 2 that's more. There's one that's more simpler than this
One.
one.
It's red with a yellow outline.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
but look
cool.
at the
It's
flames.
Yeah, it is cool.
Like,
I'm
not many
saying
graphic
it's
designers
bad.
can do
It's
that.
just
There's
compared to the other one,
flames.
just kind of
There's
just like.
flames.
I
on
like it. I like it a lot. I think this would actually be one of my top logos. If
Yeah,
top
it's
2,
probably top
maybe.
3.
I'd put top 3. I like it. I just like if we're going off straight vibes, I think it might be number 1.
Wow.
Yeah, I do. I would agree.
It's flames.
There's
It's
no
cool.
like.
See,
There's
I get
one.
what you're
There's
saying,
one
though.
other one that has like based on like vibes. There's one
I
other one
think
that compares to it.
Maybe we might be on the same page.
Yeah.
But I do get what you're saying. It's just to see with a little bit of flames.
Like
But the colors pop. It represents the team well.
Yeah.
It just looks good.
it's a really good.
Looks
logo.
really good.
Okay, so
And
at the
their
end,
alternate
you guys will
logo-
give me your revised rankings, like what you would rank it at the end.
Sure, we can
At
do
the
that.
We can do it quickly, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, I'm gonna say the Canucks logo.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, we were on the same page.
No, like the
I
Canucks
think-
logo is cool, and like I like the C, and then but it's just also kind of like weird.
No, I think Calgary and Vancouver probably have the best 2.
No,
I-
see, I think that
think
Vancouver's
that-
is like on the edge of like ugly.
Which one are we talking about? Like Jake's got the same one I got pulled up.
What?
Like, are you talking? You're
do
talking
you
like
know?
the C with the
Yeah,
Canuck?
the C.
No, I like that one.
The C. You know what I'm just realizing? The Canuck is shaped like a C for Canucks.
Yes, that's just
I
like the
never
Flames. The
knew
C,
that till
like the
right
Flames, has
now.
got the
No,
C.
you are
and then-
lying.
I just didn't put 2 and 2 together.
No,
That's
Jake,
actually
that's
so
insane.
bad.
That's like
No
Minnesota
offense.
Wild and the Bear.
I didn't. Okay, I love the Vanc. I have many Vanc. I have think I have 3 Vancouver Canucks jerseys too. I just never realized it till right now. But that's actually C.
Yikes.
It's fine though. I love the Vancouver Canucks logo. Like, look at the Canuck.
Yeah.
It's got teeth.
It's got a little design in there too. Got
Yes.
a couple triangles. I love triangles.
Like, it just looks so good.
It looks good.
I don't know.
I don't know. I do not know how the final 3 are the final 3.
What?
You got. We'll get to it. But
Let's hear a third one.
Okay, number 3 is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yay!
a leaf with words in it. 3.
Look at
Yeah.
it. It's so pretty.
3. So
It's alright.
it's better than their old logos.
Yeah.
Like, I get it for a logo. It's it's iconic. It's simple's good for
You
a
know
logo.
what? Just given for a logo, like it's you know what? Just it's crazy how it worked out, but it's probably my 3rd favorite. Which is her 3rd favorite. There you go. You
What
did
do
it
you
right.
What do you think about having the whole team's name though inside the logo?
I honestly don't mind it.
No,
It looks fine. They did it right that way.
you think?
Yeah, I would be curious, like what would they
What about like I like
if
it?
they just did the leaf without the text? I wonder what that look
It
like.
would be
be
too
weird.
boring
But
though.
it would be weird.
It'd be
be weird.
real.
It's
like,
just a
way
leaf
too
on the
simple,
front,
I think.
right?
The leaf logo looks better in white.
Okay, number 3 is the
Number 2.
number 2 is the Winnipeg Jets.
Okay, the Jets.
Yay!
Okay, well, I'll let you start on this one. I have my opinion.
I love it. I think it's cool.
It's just a jet and a leaf and a circle and a circle.
It's more than the Flames logo.
It's really boring.
I like the Jets logo, actually, believe it or
I think
not.
it's 4th.
I like the Jet and I like the leaf. I think the Jet's a really cool aspect of it.
And
Yeah,
I like
it's
the
not as
ring
cool as
around
the-
it.
Not as cool as the Leafs,
eh.
Canucks, or Flames.
The ring around it is probably the iffiest part, but I really like.
I think a jet and
like
I think the jet and the leaf could be something. The other 2 circles just make it boring. I think, in my opinion.
I think it's a mid-tier logo.
Yeah,
I don't think it would look right without the ring around it, to be
Nah.
honest.
it's like the New Jersey
They can
Devils
play
one.
it off, right? They can spend a
The
certain
New
amount of
Jersey
money.
Devils, their logo without the circle looks way better. But they have a circle anyways. I think it's the same situation. Okay,
Yeah.
number 1 is the Habs.
Number 1 is the Habs, and I like the C, and I like the H, and
Okay.
I like the colors, and it's just like clean, simple, but effective, and I
Yeah.
like it.
So the toilet seat at number 1.
Yeah.
Eh?
Okay.
It is a toilet seat.
Okay, how many C's are in this top 7 or this ranking of 7? There's 3.
But those 2 C's aren't like. I mean, no.
Okay.
This is a real toilet seat. This
Yeah,
one's narrow
this
enough
one's
to be. This one's shaped like one. The other 2 are too thick to be
It's
a toilet
like a horseshoe.
seat, or like too wide.
It's more like a horseshoe.
No, it's a toilet seat.
I think this one's boring.
You know what? It's iconic. I like it.
It's iconic, but it's
simple. It's
boring.
got the H in
But
the middle.
we can't say.
for
Well, we can't. But it's not fair to say it's iconic. That's why it gets higher. But we just said the Oilers is iconic, but it's still 7th.
Yeah, it could be iconic and suck. It could be iconic and all right. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know if it'd be my number 1, but I probably wouldn't be my number 1. But I do think the Habs logo is good. It's it's nice. I love their color scheme. That's part of the logo.
Yeah,
The
that is part
the
of the
bleu,
logo.
the
Bang.
blanc, and the rouge.
You know what? This logo would look really good on a baby blue jersey,
And well, there
and
you go.
with
Caleb. How
baby
how are
blue instead
ya?
of red.
Wow, look at that.
Bang. Okay, Jake, let's hear your list real quick.
All right, my list. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, 7. Edmonton.
Yeah.
6. 1 second. 6. Okay, 7. Edmonton. 6. Winnipeg. 5. I know I said I like Winnipeg, but after looking at it, it's definitely 6.
Thank you.
5 is the Montreal Canadiens. 4 is the Toronto Maple Leafs. 3 is Sens. 2 is
Gosh.
2
Two.
is the Vancouver Canucks, and 1 is
Wow.
the Calgary Flames.
All right, here's mine.
Okay.
I'm going 1 to 7. So Flames.
No,
Wait,
you can't do
I wanna
that.
have
We
this-
both of us just did
But
7
it's
to
so
1.
much harder to do.
I
with the
just
back.
did that
No.
really
My
fast.
brain
Use your-
doesn't work.
use your
No,
brain.
7 to 1.
Fine,
Disclaimer.
7 to 1.
Okay,
7-1. Here we go. Ready?
Yep. You just gotta do it fast. Just
Jets, Sens, Oilers,
No, you can't
Habs,
do that. I can't
Leafs,
keep up
Canucks,
with that.
Flames.
go.
No, I don't even know what you just said. Don't say it again,
Jets,
but slower.
Jets, Oilers, Jets, Sens, Leafs,
Did you start with the
Habs,
Oilers?
Canucks, Flames. That
Thank
was
you.
not it. Was that it?
I don't remember.
No,
Let me
say
do
it
it again.
again.
Fine. I'll go
Slower.
Slow.
really slow. 7th, I will go with the Winnipeg Jets. 6th,
6.
Okay.
I will go with
You asked for this. Right?
the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep, great pick. Great pick.
5th, I will go with the Ottawa Senators.
Ah!
4th, I will go with the Montreal Canadiens.
Wow.
3rd or 4th?
Third.
3rd, I will go with the Toronto Maple Leafs. 2nd, Canucks. 1st, Flames.
So basically, though, you both like all of them. Because every time I said
That's a
this,
all
you were
good.
like,
Interesting
yeah,
way to put it.
No, and then when I said my top ones, you were like, but yeah, I do like them.
Yeah, they're all good logos.
no, I
so,
don't like the
except
so
for
my
the
ranking's
Oilers.
not wrong.
They're all like good logos. Like Oilers. I think I went Oilers, Jets,
I don't like the Jets
Canadians,
logo at
Leafs,
all.
Sens. We both had
Sens
Canucks and
don't-
Flames. We both had Canucks and Flames in the top two.
I think they're the top. They're clear
I
cut.
don't like the Canucks one at all.
And you know what? My middle of the pack, the Habs, the Leafs, and the Sens, you could exchange on anything. I'm just gonna say that you can exchange those middle three. I just went because I like the Sens. Screw it. I like their logo too.
Okay, let's do the 3 Canadian PWHL teams over here.
Okay. Wait, do I get to start?
Yeah,
Wait,
you
why
can
are we doing?
start.
Okay.
Just the 3 Canadian teams.
I like the Charged logo, but I think the other ones just have like more. Like I honestly like all three, but
The knockoff Flames logo,
yeah, I guess so.
except no Flames.
But I
No
like it
Flames,
'cause
no
it's
Charge
like-
either.
An O and a C at the same time.
It's not really an O.
Yes, it is.
It's a
Wait,
C.
It
It's
basically connects.
wait, why am I just seeing that for the first time? That's
It's an
sick.
O in the middle. It connects.
And you know
Oh.
what? That O is kind of similar to like the Ottawa like O, their logo.
Yeah, it's copying multiple logos.
Yeah, it's stealing.
Then I would say, even though I know Caleb would not agree with me, I would say Toronto 2 and Montreal 1. I really love Montreal's colors, and it kind of feels like, not retro, but like,
It's beige.
kind of. It's cool, and it's like,
I like retro.
I like it.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Retro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vintage?
that's right.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know. I think it's really cool.
Is that like in
I don't know
middle-
what it is.
In the middle of the
Is it a
Victoire
pelican?
logo? Does it? It's got like that little thing. Is that like the Quebec thing?
Oh, that's
It
yeah,
does
it
kind of
is.
look like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the blue and white and the yeah.
I like.
Okay,
I
Jake,
think
that's
I
yours.
might even agree with Ottawa is third.
Ottawa's definitely 3rd.
I think the Scepters and the Victoire logos are very good. I think I'd put them neck and neck.
For me, I like the Scepters one and like the idea of it. The only thing is, like, I just said like 5 times, but
Do you love it though?
no, I feel that the proportions of it are like weird because the T is like long, and the S is smaller in it, and then there's like,
It's a trident.
yeah, I know,
That's what it is.
All
but
right.
the S doesn't matter to that.
All right, so let me finish my rankings. So I'm putting the Victoire number 1 and the Scepters number 2, and here's my reasoning. Just because the Toronto Scepters actually ripped off Taylor Swift.
Oh,
I want you to take a look at this sticker that Taylor Swift has. It was one of her logos. Tell me that is not just a blatant ripoff of the Scepters
Please
logo.
put on screen.
All right,
When was
changing
that
my
made?
answer.
When was that made?
This was made years ago, pal.
Okay. I don't know anything. About Who
Just
is Taylor
switching.
Swift?
I remember seeing it initially when they first released the logos. That this looked okay. New changing my logo. Scepters 3, Charge 2, Victoire 1, just because of Taylor Swift. Look at this. Boom. They're the same thing.
like,
the
did you
same
hear
thing.
of that a long time ago, or did you just find that now?
I remember when they released the logos. Everyone was like, "Oh, the Scepters logo looks like Taylor Swift."
Maybe they're all
thing.
Swifties.
Probably.
Maybe you can only be on the Toronto team if you're a Swiftie.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. Shout out T Swizzle. And that's why the Scepters are 3. Great logo, but they
I'm
ripped off
changing my
Taylor Swift.
fandom.
So actually, maybe I'll go Charge 3, Taylor Swift 2, and Victoire number 1. There you go.
Okay, two things one thing before I do my ranking. I will be changing my fandom.
What? This guy's leaving the Scepters.
It's because of the Taylor
No,
Swift thing, and
you
he's a
can't,
Swiftie
Caleb.
hater.
I have
can't.
to. I have to.
You can't go American. You can't go American.
And also, Caleb, you've been a Scepter supporter for like 2 weeks.
you can't
This
change.
is sad.
I can't.
We're a Canadian podcast.
didn't
you can't
know.
just change to an American team.
Why didn't you tell me this before I? No, I can't.
You're the one who picked Toronto in the first
can't do this
place.
for my mental
You should
state
have
of
done your
mind.
research
They will
before
never
you
win.
picked a freaking
The
team.
Scepters? They're going to have to go on a long run.
They're not like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
They will not win Taylor Swift.
So do you want to tell who you wanting to switch to?
I want to switch to Seattle or Vancouver.
If Vancouver comes to the team, I'll let you switch. But you can't.
It sounds like it will be.
You can't switch teams. You can't switch to an American team because we're a Canadian hockey podcast.
I know. So let's just hope Vancouver has a good logo and is not related to Taylor Swift.
Okay, rank your logos now.
I'm just so I don't know if I can do this.
Yes, you
I'm
can.
just so shocked.
Shocked that
Okay,
they
if you
ripped off
didn't
Taylor
know,
Swift.
rank them if you didn't know about the T-Swizzle drama.
If I forgot everything that just happened, Charge 3, Victoire 2, Scepters 1.
Is that just because you're a
Color
Scepter
scheme
supporter?
and logo. No. The reason why I was a Scepters supporter or fan was because of the logo and the color scheme. That's
You're-
literally
you're
why I
telling me
picked.
You're Swiftie.
No, I didn't know.
That's
That's why I have
Swift's
to cheat.
logo, man.
I had to change.
You hate Taylor Swift, and now you're realizing that you're actually on her side.
I have to change teams.
You can't. You have to keep it.
I
for
have
now.
to make it. Like I don't care if I have to do a press conference or whatever. I will do
a
it.
press conference.
I cannot. I can't do this.
A press conference.
I
He
can't.
says.
I
That's
can't do this.
insane.
I can't do this for my mental state of mind.
That's insane. It actually.
I can't
It
wake
was-
up every
she
morning and
wore
I think
the
I'm a
logo.
Taylor
Okay, so
Swift
if
fan.
if we're considering the Taylor Swift thing, would your ranking be Montreal 1, Ottawa 2, Scepters 3?
Yeah. No.
Shake It Off. The Shake It Off music video.
It's just a hidden meaning.
No. Not for my sanity.
That's Caleb's
And
team.
Shake It Off came out 10 years ago.
That's Caleb's team right there. If they ever remake the music video, Caleb's team will be in it.
Wow.
Taylor Swift co-starring
go,
the
man.
Toronto Scepters.
This. Oh no.
That is awesome.
How big have I messed up, guys?
This guy's a Swiftie. This guy's a big Swiftie. Oh, that's funny. I'm a Swiftie. I like Taylor Swift, so I'm no hate to her at all.
Oh, I mean, honestly,
Mad respect.
Taylor-
She's probably
Stupid
the-
marketing
She's probably the
scheme.
greatest singer of all time.
She's not even a good singer. It's just a marketing scheme.
That's a
It's literally
That's-
all it is.
that
And she
is
gets all
a
these freaking sponsors.
gigantic
You're on a run.
claim.
You're
She's
on a-
not even a good
You know why
singer.
You're on a
Sportsnet
run.
sucks is
That's
because
insane.
Rogers partnered with her. Like that's how it works.
You're on an insane run.
She ruins everything she touches.
You're a hater.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking like I'm
I
just
think
thinking
we
with a
should
normal
change the
mind.
podcast to just every week you guys argue about something about Taylor Swift. You just debate about Taylor
That's the
Swift
next
from a
segment.
Swiftie-ish and a Taylor Swift hater.
I can't.
quite
We gotta
It's
get,
I
no,
have
we
to
gotta
change
get like
teams.
big Swifties, like people who
We'll
are
get
like,
Swifties
die,
in here.
die for her.
Yeah, you know what? We've got that room over there. We could totally have
Like a
so
Jubilee-
good arguments,
Like a
but we
Jubilee
can't fight
type
each
video.
other.
A Jubilee type video, 20 versus 1. 20
Yeah.
Swifties versus 1, Caleb.
I'll be in here. Everyone else is in their room.
Well, Caleb, there you go. Taylor Swift. The Scepters logo is just Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to expose it like that. But they just ripped off Taylor Swift, and it's the truth. Haters gonna hate. That's what she said.
So just shake it off.
Yeah.
No.
That was good, actually.
All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I'm done with the Taylor Swift talk. I do have a news update, though. Fun fact, in 4 weeks from now, I will be choosing my new fandom for a PWHL team. Hopefully there's a couple teams announced by then. It felt like it was supposed to be last weekend, apparently. There's a lot of big news.
It also felt
nothing
like
happened.
last week was your actual announcement of the team when you chose the Scepters, but apparently not.
Apparently not. Well, you know what? I want to thank the Toronto Scepters organization for having me for 1 week. It was a pleasure. I believe they didn't play a single
No,
game.
you gotta be a Scepters fan until you change teams.
No, I've left. I'm a free agent. I'm a free agent looking for the best.
Okay, man.
Looking for the best contract now.
Okay.
Well, guys, stay tuned for next week as we recap the playoffs. Hopefully, we're talking about a gold medal win for Team Canada, and then we will maybe do. There's a lot going on next week. We've got the U18s coming up just like right after that, and then we've also got NHL playoffs. We've got the men's. I think men's rosters come out. I don't know if it's next week or the week after for the World Championship, but we've got a lot. I don't know if we'll do NHL. We'll see.
Lots to talk about, though.
There is tons to talk about. If Canada gets knocked out in the quarters, then we'll do NHL. There you go.
Dang.
Bang. Well, thanks, guys. Stay tuned for next week. Peace out.
See you guys.